Welcome to Lesson 2, Simple Descriptions. Here we will go over simple descriptions, what they are, and expound on when it may be appropriate to use them in your stories. So, to me, there are different levels of description, ranging from sprinkling in adjectives into a sentence, to paragraph-long set-piece descriptions, all the way to super complex purple prose descriptions, which we will get into later. So here in this lesson, I will be focusing more on adjectives and strong verbs. We'll discuss how to get your point across without increasing your word count astronomically, which is important for overwriters and those on a word count budget. So let's start with a line of prose with very little description. The car door closed. Very simple. We have an action happening to one object, and we have only one descriptor. The descriptor is car, letting us know what type of door this is, but still leaves us with questions. What type of car is it? Was it closed gently for stealth or slammed shut in anger? With a few more descriptors, we can paint a more detailed picture. But what are descriptors? I like to think of them as anything that adds clarity to the sentence. So descriptors can specify what direction things are moving in, how things are moving, what does something look, smell, sound, taste, or feel like? Where are we? How old is it or are we? What type of specific item is it? Is it a car door versus a front door of a house? And many others. Let's add more descriptors to the previous example sentence. The minivan door slid closed silently. You can even add an extra flourish if you'd like. The minivan door slid silently, closing with a whisper. Here we have more specificity. We know what type of car it is. We have a better idea of how it closed. Let's continue on the story path and see what happens next. The car door closed. The mother walked away. All right, so now we have a character, a mother. If this is not an important character or moment, just something happening in the background of a lived-in world, we don't necessarily need to spend a whole paragraph diving into the mechanics of it all. A strong verb can do a lot of that lifting for us. The minivan door slid closed silently. The haggard mother crept away. We swapped out walked with crept to get a better feel of how she's moving. In this simple description, we did not go into how she's teetering on her worn heels, pulling on a cigarette, hair in a mussed beehive. We can save that word count for what the main character really deems as important, what they want to focus their attention on. More on writing through the character lens next lesson. Simple descriptions can also be used to illustrate the environment quickly. We want to describe the setting instead of just stating what it is. Instead of, it was a sunset, we can elaborate. The colorful sunset faded as the sun dipped below the horizon on the sea. Here we say what the character sees in simple terms. We know the sunset is colorful and fading. We get an idea of location by mentioning the sea. The verbs are strong with faded and dipped. Each of these evoke a certain visual. We don't go into coloring the description with how a character is feeling about it in this simple version. It relays the facts with a little flair. Let's do one more. Stating, there was a crocodile in the Nile. Describing, the crocodile glided in the water of the Nile, glittering in the sun. Its exposed teeth were a promise of danger and death. This version gives us a moment to take in, an experience. When possible, don't rely on to-be verbs. Are, am, is, was, were, been, and being. So try not to have them be your main verb. If you need clarifications on specific, like what color the hair was, you can use them, but try to avoid them when you can. Bring your prose to life. Action verbs are your friend. Also in this version, I gave us an overview of the animal before zooming in on a detail for a sentence for added emphasis and to pull us deeper into the story. We know it's a crocodile before focusing on its teeth. Doing it in this order helps avoid confusion. We know what type of animal we're describing instead of guessing from context clues. Let's do an exercise. I'll give you a simple sentence and you spiffy it up with adjectives, active verbs, and whatever else floats your boat. As a challenge, keep it to 2 sentences or less. Ready? Here's the sentence. There was a tired man. So, some questions that you may have in your mind as you try and elaborate this with descriptors. What does the man look like? How do we know he's tired? Where are we? I'll put up a timer for 2 minutes to give you time to try it out. All right, time's up. How did you do? Hopefully it wasn't too scary. I also came up with a variation. So here's my sentence. A tall man gently snored in the corner of the room, leaning against the Rococo architecture. Instead of was for the verb, we've now got snored and leaning, much more active, even though he's not really active, he's sleeping. Also, we know he's tired because of how he's acting instead of labeling it outright. We get a better idea of where we are as well. We're in a room with Rococo architecture, so someplace fancy. Maybe even someplace this man shouldn't be sleeping. Simple descriptions do a lot of heavy lifting throughout your story, making the world feel lived in without huge chunks of text describing the history of the world. An amazing tool to have in your arsenal. In summary, simple descriptions use adjectives and strong verbs to help paint a more specific picture of what is going on in your world. Use them to illustrate a situation or environment without relying on huge blocks of text when you just need to set the scene. They make your world lived in and pull the reader deeper into the story. Now, next lesson, we will go over character lens, writing descriptions to reveal how a character feels about what is being described. See you there.